Everybody, move your feet, you know. Okay, enough of that. Hey, you guys. I am genuinely Jade, and this is Jade Knows, sort of. Where I know some things and some things I don't. Let's find out. Let's have fun. Okay? So today's video is a doozy. Okay, I have been following this story since its fruition in what, 2021 maybe sooner, maybe later. I don't know the specifics. But I have been wanting to talk about this for some time now, and I kind of held off on it because I was trying to get everything together, like my thoughts, my process, and my channels and stuff like that. So I kind of held off on talking about this, and I was like, well, it'll die down, so nobody's gonna care in a year. And no ma'am, here we are yet again, keeping this story hot and fresh. So why not talk about it? We're still talking about it. It's still, I think what it is that it's so like amazing and astounding at how stupid people really can be. And it's like, it just sucks, you know. We, as the black community, we gotta take this L. This is an L. This is an L we gotta take. So on and so forth. But today's video is going to be about the pink sauce lady. Yes, I'm going to talk about the pink sauce lady herself, Chef P, Chef Pie, I'm not really sure. I don't care. AKA Veronica, okay? Yes, and in honor of the pink sauce, I have my pink wig. Get into it. Get into the curls. Get into the color. Yes. Okay, so y'all, I'm gonna link this wig down below. I got her on Amazon for like, I think $30. Maybe not even that much. Maybe like $25. And she's giving. She's soft. She's bouncy. I mean, I don't know what else you would want more in a pink wig than this one. Like, she's dope. So y'all, yeah, if you into pink wigs, get into it. Mine are not as expensive as hers, as Chef Pie's, or Chef P, but I didn't make $125,000 last year. So, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so basically today, what I am going to be doing is just, for those of you that don't know who Chef P or Chef Pie is, I'm just gonna, and you know her story, I'm just gonna give you like a little rundown. We're gonna cram in some information, and then I'm gonna review two of her, like, she has like two 8-minute videos. One is on her YouTube, one is on her TikTok, which is the most recent one. I'm gonna just review that, and we're gonna see where it goes. One I've seen, one I haven't. So let's get into it. Just a little disclaimer. I'm going to try to make this as short and sweet as possible. If you want a little bit more detailed information, there are plenty of videos on YouTube covering this story, because it's just so astonishing. It's so amazing, like how somebody can just, you know, fumble the bag so quickly. And not take any responsibility for how she fumbled said bag, but whatever. Let's get into it. Hey y'all, this is editing Jade, and I look a little crusty. It is early in the morning, and I'm trying to edit as much as possible before I have to go pick up my son. I just want to get on here real quickly and tell you the audio is bad. There is this staticky thing that's going on. I've been using this microphone for maybe 3 years now. I'm not sure what's going on or why, but I do apologize about that. I'm going to try to make sure, well, I actually already filmed a bunch of content already, so I'm not doing this over again, but I'm going to make sure in the future that the audio sounds better. I'm so sorry. Okay, y'all, so Chef P, aka Veronica, She blew up on TikTok, as some people do. I hope to one day. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with a little TikTok money. You know what I'm saying? Get your coins. And we were all rooting for her.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this.
We wanted this to work. We wanted this to work, and she just effed it up. Anyway, okay, I'm sorry, y'all. When I say I'm emotionally invested in this story, and it just makes no sense. Like, some of the opportunities we get, and we just, Anyway, so basically, Chef P, basically went viral. She's a cook, so that was her job before all of this took off. So she would cook things, but when she would cook things, or she would just eat things, but when she would eat them with this really bright, vibrant pink sauce, right? So of course, naturally, everybody's like, what is this sauce? Like, where does the sauce come from? It's really pretty, you know what I'm saying? What does it taste like? Everybody wants to know the tea. So, you know what she does? She doesn't give us a tea. She capitalizes on it. She flips this, and she's like, "Oh, y'all want the secret? No, you can't have the secret, but you can have the sauce." And you know what? By all means, shout out to her, because she could have easily just gave away her recipe. Then everybody else would have been recreating it. And even though there are some people that have actually reproduced the sauce in their own, on their own time, to see, what could have made it that pink. But that's some other tea. If y'all interested in that, hey, by all means. But but basically, everybody wants to know what's in her sauce. So instead of telling people what's in her sauce, which is fine, I get it, get the bag, she says, "I'm gonna sell it to you. Just buy the sauce," right? So everybody's kind of like excited. And I was kind of seeing, like, I didn't follow her, but I was seeing on my feed. I love pink, so I guess I'd be looking up pink stuff. So yeah, she kept coming up on my feed. So I'm like, okay. I was never interested enough to actually try the sauce itself, because I'm good. I don't need a pink sauce. Whew. Okay, so this is where the tea starts. Okay, so she's like, "I'm gonna just sell y'all the sauce," which is fine. But so the problem is, she is manufacturing the sauce herself in her home, which is fine if you can do it. But she's like, this is the thing with TikTok that I don't think people understand. When you are selling a product, the moment you go viral, baby, you gotta have that product on deck, okay? Because the girlies is gonna spend their coin, and they want their product. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when she blew up like that, and people were expecting the product, it probably overwhelmed her, and she misunderstood what it's like to produce food products to the masses. You have to make sure your, T's are crossed and your dots are, what do they call it? What's the old saying? Oof, I ain't that old, y'all. I know I look it. dot your I and cross your T's. But you got to make sure your shit is straight before you go and you sell a product, a food product specifically, to people, because number one, you do not want to make people sick. That's number one. Forget all the other stuff, the customer service, shipping, all that. No, you do not want to make people sick. You do not want to have people in the hospital because of something you sold to them. No, yeah, that's not cute. So speaking of, people were getting this sauce, and it just was shady boots. The sauce was shady boots. First of all, apparently the sauces were taking longer than expected to receive. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, when the consumers got the packages, it was like exploded, and it was like the sauce was on the outside of the container. The way it was packaged was shady boots. And then it was just, honestly, it wasn't edible. At some point, it wasn't edible. You couldn't even, So then she starts getting complaints naturally. Girl, what is this? I waited weeks and weeks for this, just for it to come to this. And if y'all want to see like people's reactions to it, or how they receive the initial product, then y'all can go. They have plenty of videos on TikTok. So basically, you can't just ship. You can't. Okay, so the first thing was, how is she storing this product? Whatever she was doing, it wasn't right. She was storing a dairy product, or a product with dairy in it, or whatever in it, that has to be refrigerated. She was not doing that. She was not refrigerating her product. This is a sauce with a dairy product. Babe, you gotta refrigerate it. And then on top of that, it has to be at a certain temperature. You can't just stuff it in a refrigerator. Like, it's messy. So then she gets on TikTok Live. This is another thing too that be our downfall. We talk too much. People talk too much. Y'all talk too much about nothing. So first red flag with her, she didn't know what FDA was. Now, I'm not a chef or cook, or I don't work in the kitchen or nothing. I don't know these rules, but I feel like you should have some knowledge of what the FDA is. Like, especially if you're calling yourself a chef, baby girl. She had no idea that her stuff had to be approved by the FDA. I may show a video of that.
What do you mean FDA approved? I don't sell medical products. The pink sauce is not a medical product. The pink sauce don't contribute to your health. I never said that.
Because that's wild. The first letter in FDA is the F, and that stands for food. So she skipped that part, and she thought it was just the drugs part, like I don't know. She was like, I can't even remember. It was so dumb. I'll just find it and play it. But okay, so she didn't know what the FDA was, and then so we thought this was gonna be the end of it. Hit and miss. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose. No ma'am. So then there's a TikToker, and she's just a regular TikToker. I don't think she's an influencer or anything. I think she just makes TikTok videos. So there's a girl named Allie who her TikTok blew up overnight. There were many complaints and many videos discussing this sauce, right? But Allie's, apparently hers went super duper viral, and she basically said she found glitter in her sauce, and then it didn't taste that great. The packaging was beat up when she got it. There was a lot going on with Allie. And so Allie says, okay, so she's getting the momentum from this, you know what I'm saying? So she's like, I'm gonna go and take this to a lab, and we're gonna figure out what's in it, because the fuck? Which I feel like she has every right to do. But you know what, Chef P did call something out, which you're not supposed to send stuff to a lab that you have physically touched already, like, because then it has your DNA and it has your stuff going on in it. Hold on. Oh no, I had a whole piece of hair in my eye. Okay. Yeah, so she didn't make that point. You're not supposed to touch stuff and then send it to a lab. You're supposed to just, as soon as Allie got the product, she could just shipped it off, and then it would have been uncompromised, basically. But that was just one point of the many bullshit points that the chef was making. So whatever. I don't know. Can we call her a chef? Is she trained? I feel like if she were trained, she would know what FDA is. But whatever. Anyway, so Allie says she's gonna take it to a lab. So she did take it to the lab, and then I think she got the results, but she never told anybody the results. So while that's going on, there's I don't know, is this a TV show or is this like a podcast? I'm not sure. Y'all let me know in the comments. But the Karamo show, I've never watched it, but I see it come across my feed, and I just have no interest in it at all. So I don't watch it, but I feel like it's somebody's talk show, but I don't know if it's a production or if it's somebody's, like how we all have access to stuff like making our own podcasts or TV shows. Anyway, he brings Chef P or Chef Pie. I think I like Chef Pie. I think it's Pie because it has 2 eyes in it. Chef Pie and Allie on. So, whoo, we about to get into some tea. No, ma'am. It was not. It was not the tea. It was not cute at all. They bullied her and gaslit her to the ground, okay? They made her feel like shit for being just a customer. That's all she was. She was just a customer, and her video went viral. That was it. That was it. Just like Chef Pie was a chef that went viral for making the pink sauce. But ultimately, though, when you're running a business, that's why they say the customer is always right. But in this case, Allie was right. She didn't do anything. She didn't defame her brand. She didn't lie. She literally unboxed it. She showed us unboxing it. She told us what it tasted like, and she said she was gonna send it off to a lab, but she didn't know what was in it. But she found a piece of glitter in it. I guess she wanted to confirm that it was glitter in it. So yeah, I'm gonna play a clip, y'all.
You're not special, okay? So why should I lose my mind and approach you directly when you're fabricating something on the internet?
Well, I will say this because I want to hear both of your sides.
That's
I will
all.
say this. As Chef P, as a businesswoman, no matter what someone reviews your products, unfortunately, everyone is special to you because that's going to be your business.
I could have, taken down the video and done my testing and kept it to myself, which I did.
No, you could have reached out to me like, hey, girl, you know what? I see what you're doing. It's amazing and all. I'm a supporter, but I think you should look into this. Take this step. Did you research this? Did you check out your packaging there? Versus trying to tear down my business and my livelihood. You could have contacted me directly,
Can you receive that?
Yeah, and
you keep saying that I should have reached out to you, but and also, I'm gonna touch your hand when I say this. When I said that you're not special, I meant that as you're not special as far as someone trying to hurt me. So I didn't take it as a direct insult because I know the industry and I know how people use different topics to build their platforms. That's all I'm saying. And I forgive you.
I think at the end of the day, I think this is a moment of reflection.
Absolutely, and I think it's a moment of learning on both parts.
I think the learning is more on your part.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's being real. And this being real here. Because the thing is the matter of that her business, her livelihood, her safety is being affected now. And these are things that we don't think about. Mm-hmm. This moment is for you to realize that your power is really in what you're saying and what you're doing. And that one video that you did for that second, the follow-up video, had ripple effects that you have to acknowledge is there. Because if it was on the other foot, you'd be sitting here upset, crying, mad, if you had to move every week because you and your child were in danger.
Absolutely.
So this is the moment for you just to say, you know what? Next time, I will take this step. Before I post something, I'm gonna do my research. Before I do something, I'm gonna reach out to her. Before I do something, I'm really gonna realize, is this really my responsibility? Your responsibility is to build each other up as women.
Okay, so if that wasn't a hot mess, I don't know what else is. How do you tell your customers to their face that they are not special? They absolutely are. This is the point. You want their money. You want them to buy from you. This is what makes them special. Is their money. You can care less about their, actual opinions. If you're a good businesswoman, you absolutely will care about what your customers are saying. If you're a clothing line and your customers want a leather skirt, give them a fucking leather skirt. That's what they're asking for. This is what makes them special, because their opinions do matter. And I don't think she understands that at all. Like, she doesn't have a customer service bone in her body. Like, just completely went over her. And then, Cromwell, he just is bad. You didn't do your research? You didn't know that she was shipping out bad products that could possibly make people sick? What are you doing? Then they tried to Black Lives Matter. No. In this case, they don't. You two black people do not get to gang up on this white girl like that, because y'all are dead ass wrong. That's so embarrassing. That's why I said we have to take this L for the black community, because that was foolishness. That was foolishness. It got a lot of backlash. Guess why? I mean, because it was a hot mess. How dare you? And then you hold her hand and you say, baby girl, you are not special. What? Girl, if you don't... I would have said, if you don't get your hands off of me, I'm not a dog. You don't get to pet me and caress my hand while you're throwing insults my way. Listen, that needs to go down. Like, they need to put that in the history books. That needs to be... That whole interview was a mess. It needs to be studied. They need to study that. That's how you don't interview people. That's how you don't do that. Don't do that. And they really was shooting for the, women in business. No, not her. Everybody else, not her. Please, no. So they got so much backlash for it. So I think maybe 3 months later, Karamo has them kind of back on the show, not on the show physically, but virtually. I think this is around the time where COVID was really kicking our asses.
Coronavirus!
Like, we was getting our asses handed, okay? Handed to us. And so everything was virtual. So they basically brought back Allie and Chef Pie, and basically Karamo apologized to Allie after 4 months maybe. Like, bro, you could have did that the day of, but whatever. An apology is an apology, whatever. So, and then apparently he apologized to Allie, and then he brought on Chef Pie to talk about her next step in her business, which is, okay, so out with the old and with the new. I just signed a deal with Dave's Gourmet. If y'all don't know who Dave's Gourmet is, they are a company that basically makes sauces. Now, I don't know, do they make sauces for, I guess they do, because they did for her. They make their own sauces, and I think they work with other people to make sauces. So that's when I think she officially announced that. And then basically Chef Allie goes on to say on one of her TikToks that Chef Pie apologized and said, and they basically squashed it and they were on good terms. So yeah, yay for women empowerment, uplifting, yay, I guess. Because allegedly Chef Pie unfollowed Allie for no reason, but we'll get into that later. Because look, we'll get into that later. Y'all, I'm sorry, this was big. Whew, kidding. Okay, so after that, God, it's so much. When I say it was like a downward spiral, just crash and burn, like, y'all remember that from Harold and Kumar? Don't play that clip. So after that, we see a bunch of promos, for her sauce. Her sauce has a new look, a different bottle, and yeah, so she has signed a contract or deal with Dave's Gourmet. which is great. That's why I said I'm not here to drag people. I am all here and all, you know, always gonna be for the woman, successful woman, business entrepreneur. Like those are right up my alley. Like I love it. So I'm never gonna like drag her. But when I say this lady is the real delusional, like like she is. She might be beyond repair. Like I don't know. Like, whew. Anyway, so yay. So she's doing marketing. She's making some videos, you know, promoting her new sauce. Some of them are a little bit questionable, but okay. So yay. So now I feel like by this time though, people are starting to get over it because of her behavior. Her behavior on her lives. That Karambo show was a hot PR mess. That did not help at all because now we see what type of person Chef Pie is and what type of businesswoman and entrepreneur she is. She don't care about the customers. She only care about herself, and that's literally what that interview gave. And I don't understand. I don't think she understands what customer reviews are, but she's taking it as defamation and slander, and it's not. It's not. They're just reviewing your product, babe. Some people are gonna like it, some people are not. There's a lot more people that don't. But you know, this is the business, this is the game. You learn from it, you move on. You try to, you know, better it. You better try to make a better product. So I think at this point people were kind of over it. So Dave swooped in, saved her ass. When I say they saved her, okay? Because it would have been a lot worse. Apparently she owed like a bunch of refunds, money for a bunch of refunds that she did not have. She, you know, basically was losing steam. And this is what happens like sometimes when you are relevant on TikTok. You can't let that be the only thing to do. You have to, you know, you have to have your hands in multiple bags. You can't just have the one TikTok bag, because sometimes what if they dismantle it? At some point they were talking about taking it away. It was going to be banned in the US. So you have to have multiple bags, eggs in the basket, whatever that analogy is. All right, so here we are. Her product has released, and she has sold some products. I think she sold 200,000 units, which is great. At some point, I think they actually went in the store and actually recorded the pink sauce, because I felt like I wanted to do video, so I was like, let me record it. So right now it's at Walmart. I believe it was it $6.77 or $8.7? So it's like $7 or $8. I don't know. I'll post it though. But it started off as so Chef P was selling her sauce, the original one, the OG one, for $20. So pink sauce for $20, which a lot of people were saying it's like, it kind of felt like a creamy sweet ranch. They weren't getting none of the I guess, is it whatever that fruit is that's making it pink. You don't really get a whole lot of that flavor, but it was like a sweet ranch. But she wanted $20 for that. So I think that's what pissed people off. You know, $20 for some sauce, and then this is how it comes, baby. The meal. So, like I said, Dave's saved her ass. They paid for the refunds. They got her product, in production, and got it manufactured and got it out on the shelf. So all Chef P had to do was keep her day job, which they explain that later. Keep her day job and market the sauce. That's all she had to do. All she had to do. Jesus Christ, this is what she was doing. Anyway, she was already doing that for herself. That's all Dave's required. They're going to take care of this and that. Okay. So now the problem is, look, this has been a problem. But some people like the sauce. They said it was okay. Like it wasn't nothing to rant or rave about, but it was fine. But there were different variations of pink, which Dave's did explain on their website. Depending on the shelf life, like how long one was sitting compared to the other, one could be pinker than other. That's just how it is dealing with that fruit or whatever. So I think this is why she keeps saying innovative, because I think instead of just putting pink food coloring and stuff, she turned her product pink with an actual fruit, which is supposed to be all natural and stuff like that. But I feel like you just get better results. Just put some pink dye in your shit. If you want pink ranch, just put some pink, some little drops of pink dye, and it'll be fine. you'll get a better color than what you was getting on them shelves, okay? Or from Chef P herself, or Chef Pie, whatever.